Welcome to Footwork.
Own story kind of it told, opened me up to the potential of my own, and to kind of remind me of what what was there before me. And again, like, I have to come back to this paralyzing thing. It's really hard to take that leap of faith and go, well, I don't know if I'm going to get the grades that are required. I don't know if I'm going to get a successful entrance score. Here I've got this relationship. Am I going to gamble all of this stuff for this? But you've just got to, I guess, it sounds super fucking cheesy, but you just got to listen to your conviction, and I guess, people say you got to listen to your heart, and I think that's your sense of conviction. And just eventually you just close your eyes and you kind of just fall forward, and the rest either comes or it doesn't. I mean, everyone that I do med with, it's a massive thing to have gotten in. And there's been people that have tried, they took the entrance exam 4 times in order to get in. So I'm surrounded by people that have taken a chance and have wanted to move their life in a specific direction. It does get harder as you get older, though, because it is easy just to kind of like, rest on your laurels and just, take life easy. And actually, getting back to your earlier point, it's not that people are negative towards you wanting to push in another direction, but they definitely are a little bit, you do get a sense that it makes them feel uncomfortable, that you're kind of, it makes them reflect on where they are.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like, I've lost about 10 kilos just recently. And it's funny that when you mention to people that you want to lose weight, one of the first things they say to you is, oh, you don't want to lose too much weight too quickly. And you're like, that's what you're worried about? You're worried about me losing too much weight. Yeah. Shouldn't you be worried about the fact that I've got, that I'm over my BMI, that, that it actually, like, having additional abdominal weight is, affecting like my health? But it's because, if you lose weight, then it might make them have to think about them losing weight, and changing their habits and their behaviors. So it can be difficult from that perspective.
Yeah. I mean, it's a reflection of themselves is what they see. It's, they're presented with, you yourself, for example, pursuing a dream or looking to lose weight, and then they're seeing a reflection back at them, and it's almost hurting their ego.
Yeah, they're like, what am I? They're like, what am I doing?
They don't want to see that in someone else, because then it shows their own imperfections, right? Like you chose to pursue this medical career, and it's going well so far, but that could make someone feel uncomfortable because maybe they didn't pursue a dream when they were in their mid-30s, and they're like, I could have done it. But then instead of thinking like, man, this is awesome, I wish I did that, it's almost like there's a negativity about it because they're upset with themselves and they take it out on the person pursuing it. It makes them feel uncomfortable. But I think also part of this too, like the typical medical school entrance, like for me, for example, I would have finished my bachelor's at 21 or 22, try to get into med school at 23, right? But I have no experience. Right? You spent time working with the indigenous people in Australia, spent time in Mongolia with these people, spent time in Kenya for 3 years. I think you spent time in, what's that other African country? Malawi?
In Malawi as well.
Malawi. Yeah. You're coming into medical school with experience that it's priceless. And I feel that is worth so much more than doing it at an early age when you probably wouldn't have been focused, like you said. Uni wasn't your thing. You just kept your big toe kind of in that industry, but you're really more into music. And now I don't think it's a coincidence that you're doing your dream, what you're loving, what your passion was always for. And also you release an album, and now that's getting the best reviews. You're doing both at the same time, and they happen to both be at the best level you've ever done. I don't think it's just a coincidence, because now you can do music as a passion, but this is not your career. This is, you just love music, right? So you can do that. This is what you're really passionate about, but you also are passionate about this medical career. And this is something that is really fulfilling for you. Clearly, you've worked with just humanity for quite some time now in many different countries. I feel like there's a tie between these, that you happen to just put this album out while you're in medical school, and you're getting the best reviews you've ever had. You know?
Yeah, when you put it that way, it is, again, serendipitous, some kind of synchronicity that it's all kind of, yeah, and I'm in the best shape that I've been in, you know. The other day I ran the farthest that I'm in a good spot, actually. You know, it's taken a while.
It's momentum, you know?
Yeah, it is. You just keep, and you just kind of keep putting the little challenges in front of yourself. And, you know, it does take a while to build up to that. It hasn't been easy, and I've wanted to do this for a while. So, yeah, if there's a lesson, it's kind of like, you know, just because you fail once or twice, you know, 10 times, doesn't mean it can't happen. You just got to keep trying at it. But yeah, when you've summed it up in a way that I haven't really thought about it, because I've just been playing, you know, PlayStation, waiting for you to call me. So I've been sitting on my ass here doing nothing, feeling like a lazy ass. Yeah, it's a, because I mean, you know, I'm turning 40 next year. I was feeling a bit shit about it, but now I'm actually feeling pretty good about it.
Nice. Sean brought it.
Yeah.
Sean brought it home.
I mean, I remember mentioning you to Dylan and saying like how you're just like a hilarious guy, a good guy, but also like your story. I didn't know all of it, but the bits and pieces I knew, I thought it was just like so off the beaten path, right? Like you made your own path in a way. And I didn't even know a lot of this, but it was just like highly unique. And I knew there was something, there is something here in your story. I didn't know it, but like even on our notes, like I wrote it down what I knew, but like there were so many missing pieces. And I mean, here it is, right? Like
learning everything on the fly.
There's still more to it though, but like this is, you have pursued a dream that you've almost, it was like an underlying dream you had, but there were commitment issues almost. And you weren't as focused in school. You really love the music.
Yeah,
and
because I think you do have to be in the right place as well. Like I can't imagine if I had got in 10 years ago when I first applied and sat the entrance exam. I don't know what sort of person I would have been back then, and I don't know where I would have been now. I'm eternally grateful for the experience that I had as a result, especially, you know, doing, you know, wanting to get into med back then was kind of like, you know, a bit of a fledgling of an idea, but having lived in Africa and lived in Asia and really not just experienced those places, but really like immersed myself in it. It's given me a proper, you know, I feel sorry for some of these young guys who are, you know, they want to do med, they kind of have a bit of an idea, but I really know what I want to do after I've done this. I'm on the path. So I'm very, very grateful that I've had the experiences that are pushing me, that just, I can keep reminding myself, I do have a goal at the end. It's not like, why am I doing this? This is difficult. You know, I do have something to remind myself with. And I think that is a gift in itself.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Like, and maybe that's a big piece of it, is there is an end goal, right? Like it might be difficult during it, but you know where to bring this. Like you said, you can see yourself living in Kenya for maybe half the time and opening a clinic there.
Yeah.
And if you didn't have the experience prior, you would have never known that.
Play.